Hello, my name is Anton Opperman, and in this video, I'll be talking about the evolution of cybersecurity. There are many articles on this subject that I found online, and many of them were very interesting, but the one that I found the most interesting was the paper posted by the professor in Module 1 called The Evolution of US Cyberpower. It's a 44-page paper and it starts off by talking about the purpose of US cyberpower. This paper gives an accurate timeline of each decade and what occurred in these decades. It started off in the 20s and it goes all the way up into the present. In the 1920s, it talks about the Enigma machine, which is an encryption device used to combine hardware and software to manipulate information. It was very interesting to read about not only this occasion, but just, from the 1920s, the 30s, the 40s, just ranging from that area because it's interesting to see how much it differs from today's world, which I will be talking about later on. The evolution of cybersecurity and all this, it really has picked up over the last 30 years or so, and that's mainly the part I'll be discussing, specifically the global war on terror, which ranges from the 2001 year all the way into the present. In the global war on terror, the FBI always kept their focus on terrorists potentially using the internet to launch a full-scale cyber attack. One of these attacks that was noticeable listed in this paper was the slammer worm infection of a Ohio nuclear plant in 2004. What it was basically for this one scenario was a nuclear plant became infected with what was called the MS-SQL Server 2000 worm. This infection caused an overload in the site network. And what happened was it resulted in the inability of the computers to communicate with one another. And this shutdown, or this connection basically, what was is the plant process computer, it was lost and it was unavailable for a total of 6 hours and 9 minutes. And that's a long, a long time frame for this attack to occur in. And just in this example alone, you can imagine why a potential cyber attack is a major issue, seeing as it's a nuclear power plant. With how much technology is advanced, all it takes is just one success for a terrorist to engage in a large-scale attack. And although there's many improved security measures, and some of which are thought as the best, all it takes is just one of those security measures just to fail one time. The one example I talked about, recently, it leads to many, violent attacks, all this kind of stuff. However, there's been less violent attacks that have occurred, or breaches, for example, and some of which are used for political reasons. The most notable one, which I'm sure we all have known, is the one that happened in 2015 and was towards an attack towards the Democratic National Committee, the DNC. What happened was that the CIA told the U.S. legislators that they have concluded that Russia conducted these cyber attacks to assist President Donald Trump to win the presidency in 2016. They provided WikiLeaks, which is a website. They provided it with stolen emails from the DNC, as well as stolen emails from Hillary Clinton's campaign chair. And this, what I imagine, is it swayed some of the voters, to vote towards Trump, and it basically, may have, costed some of the election, and this was very, very important. And what happened was is that during that time frame, President Obama and the Russian President Vladimir Putin, they had a discussion about computer security issues, which took place as a side segment during the then ongoing G20 summit in China in September 2016. After this discussion, the Russian hacking stopped. So President Obama had a very good say into talking to Putin and trying to come to an agreement. This was a major interference in our election, as it was specifically targeted towards one group. A side note about this attack was that this Russian group, it also attacked the RNC. However, the information, they never leaked out their own information. So they were trying to assist one side and not the other. They're trying to harm the DNC. And they may have had a lot of stuff about the RNC, but it didn't, leak it out. And to conclude that these attacks are great examples of how far cybersecurity has evolved. Attacking a nuclear power plant or an election are attacks that could affect not only just the United States, but the whole world as a whole.